Hello, good evening. My last day of work was literally yesterday. That was pretty crazy and it was very awesome and I quit and and it's over. I'm done. I don't work at this Auntie Anne's pretzel place anymore. It was quite the experience. Um I was there since April 2021 and it now is November 2025. But it's like beginning of November, so it doesn't count. So that's about like 4 years and 6 months. 4 years and 6 months. That's 4.5 years. That's longer than the amount of time that I am expected to be in United States Air Force active duty. It feels like every single video I discuss the amount of time I have left, and I think as of today, I have 44 days until I leave. So, but I don't work anymore, so I'm gonna have a lot of free time to do whatever the heck I want. And I tried to quit my job before actually, and it ended not too many months later because it was the same job. I only had one job. My first job was my only job. It was at this Auntie Anne's pretzel place, and then I'm moving on to Air Force, and that's gonna be my second job. Who knows what that will be like? What was I talking about? Oh yeah, so I tried to quit my job one time before. I think it was earlier this year in like, I don't know, March or April or something, because I was under the impression that the Air Force. I started talking to the Air Force recruiter last November of last year, 2024. Really? I think so. I think it was November of 2024. And I wasn't expecting them to take a whole year and a month for me to get like a ship out, like for me to ship out since initial first contact with them. So when I after I swore in, I believe in March, I was thinking, oh my goodness, surely I swore in and stuff because all the whatever is went through, and I will be able to get a job any second now. So I'm gonna quit my job and then I'll just be able to cruise on that. That didn't end up being the case because it took them many clearly many more months for them to get me a job. And in a way, I think when I quit my job the first time, I had like a little bit of a like existential crisis. I didn't know what to do with my free time. It was like I was like freaking out because I don't know. In a way, work is like not that it's all I knew, but it's like it made me feel really productive. I had a steady source of income, and it was whenever I would go to work, I would feel productive because I'm like doing something. I'm making money. That's pretty good. What can I? And I'm not in college at this time because I'm just waiting for the military, right? I already have my associate's degree. I didn't really want to. I don't know, go for another one. The whole point was that I could use the GI Bill and then get a bachelor's eventually. Using that and not have to pay for it and whatnot. But I kind of left the idea open that I would leave my job and then I would still cover shifts because I what if I wanted to go to work, or I wanted to, or I had nothing better to do. Sometimes I wanted to leave the option open for myself. And I did that a bunch of times, so I never really had a true quit that time, but maybe for like a 2 week gap, I just didn't work, maybe 3 weeks. But I would always come some random day and I would cover a shift. Man, I'm like blinking a lot and I'm like breathing and stuff, dude. I'm like, and I'm saying like, okay, anyway. I'm kind of sleepy, but that's besides the point. What time is it? It's like 8:30. Oh my goodness. Anyway. So I always left that idea open, like, okay, I could work if I really wanted to. And then eventually when I realized that the Air Force was gonna take, quite a bit of time for me to get a job, I'm like, okay, yeah, I'll just come back. So then I was back to work and that was cool and all whatever. Up until now, up until yesterday. And yesterday was my last day. And when I said I was gonna put in my 2 weeks this time, 2 weeks ago actually, I said, okay, I'm gonna put in my 2 weeks, but there is a chance that I might still cover shifts until I get shipped out. I don't think that's happening anymore because the first time I quit, I I kept my shirts. I threw out some of my shirts, but I kept like two of them because of course I still intended to work a little bit. But this time I threw out the rest of my shirts. I don't have any more work shirts, and maybe that was just me cutting myself off so that I don't go to work because I don't know. I really think I should figure out how to spend my time. Yeah, that makes sense. Um So I quit my job again, and I don't know what point I was trying to make, but I guess that's just the current point in my life. Maybe sometimes there is no point to be made. Maybe this is just a little update in the universe, even though I don't know. It it doesn't it's I'm not making any profound point, but here's what happened. So I guess we can talk about it in terms of the past, the present, and the future, whatever. Well, maybe this is a good approach. So what happened is that I quit my job. Now I don't know what to do, but I think I'll go fishing. I love fishing. Oh my goodness. Can I even say that? Because sometimes I don't even think about fishing, but people are posting their stripers on Facebook. I'm gonna catch a striper. Um, and I hope that I do not have any wastes of days while I am unemployed for these probably brief 44 days or so. Because that happened the first time.